is going to be a big night, an exciting night, because we're meant to be getting, and to be honest, I haven't had a look. I don't know if we are still getting, but we're meant to be getting Seth against Bron Breakker. This is actually meant to be quite a big NXT tonight. Look, 3 hours ago, Seth defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Bron Breakker. I just hadn't seen any posts on it, hadn't seen anything on it. I know that he said last night on Raw that it was still happening, and that everything was good. I just hadn't seen any posts on it, but 3 hours ago, they did put something out saying that we're good to go. No issues. We are getting Seth Rollins against Bron Breakker for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's Gold Rush tonight. So that not only are we getting Seth Rollins, but we're also going to be getting Wes Lee against Tyler Bate. That is the North American Championship. So that's going to be a big one. And I believe Mustafa Ali is the guest referee in that as well. Then we've got Dana Brooke taking on Cora Jade. And we've also got Carmelo Hayes against Baron Corbin by the looks of it. Before she takes on Tiffany Stratton next week, Thea Hale is going to throw a pep rally. So it looks like we're going to get a pep rally with Thea Hale. We've also got Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson taking on Valentina and Yulisa. So we've got both of those women, Valentina and Yulisa, taking on Jakara and Lash. Before they do battle for the NXT Championship next week, Carmelo and Baron will be face to face. The reason why this is so hard to read is because they're using their @ names on Twitter. So you have, like, sometimes their handle on Twitter is not very easy to understand as to who it is, right? It's not always their name. So, like, for example, @6'5". Well, who the hell's @6'5", right? So, like, you know, you're having to try and do a bit of decoding here as I'm reading it. But we do have Carmelo and Baron face-to-face tonight. As well as that, a triple threat match will determine the number one contender for the tag titles tonight. So we've got Anofi and Blade, we've got Tank and Hank, and we've also got Briggs and Jensen. So they're going to be competing tonight as well. So there's quite a bit, man. There's quite a bit going on tonight. But of course, it is going to be Seth that's going to be the big talking point tonight. But Gold Rush should be a good one. Looking forward to tonight. Hello. Daze, Seth is going to retain. I just don't see Bron winning the title. I agree. Riot is live. I agree, buds. Raging Demon said, how you doing? I'm doing all right. You might see I'm red. I am red. There's no two ways about it. I've been out today. And to be honest, at no point did my brain say to me, you're going to be out all day. You might get burnt. You might want to put some sunscreen on, right? Which is stupid. But to be honest, I mean, I don't think I ever put sunscreen on when I was a kid. When I was young in this country, not a thing, right? It was actually quite exciting putting sunscreen on when we went abroad because it was something different. I do not remember, right? And maybe my parents are just really bad people. That could be true. But I do not remember it ever getting hot enough when I was a kid to warrant sunscreen in this country. Don't remember it. Do not remember ever putting sunscreen on in the UK. And I've gone out today and I've been out in the sun. And no, I think because of my youth, because I just never associate the UK weather with requiring sunscreen. And I'm sure there's many nerds out there, right? That'll be like, actually, even if it's not hot, you should wear sunscreen to protect yourself from the ultraviolet waves or something, right? Whatever, right? The point I'm making is it's never felt hot enough to warrant putting on sunscreen. And literally, as I was sat today outside, I went and watched the cricket. As I was sat watching the cricket, I could feel myself burning. I could feel it. The sun was quite intense at times, and I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I was burning, but there was nothing I could do about it. Could I have got up and found some shade? Maybe, but I wanted to watch the game, and so I sat there and burned. So that is why I am looking like Rock Lobster, because I have been out all day and I have successfully managed to get sunburn. So yay me, well done me. Will Finn show up to try and ruin the Bron Seth match, said Blaze Radio. That's a good question. That's a very good question, because he is determined for no one else to face Seth. He wants to be the one that faces Seth and beats Seth for that title. So him turning up tonight and stopping Bron from winning would make a lot of sense, in all fairness. I am leaning towards no, only because I think the real reason they did it yesterday was because not that Finn wants to be the one to take that title, no one else can have it, blah, blah, blah. I think they just didn't want Seth to defend 2 days in a row. I don't think they wanted him to defend on Raw and then again on NXT. So they found a way of getting him out of the open challenge. And so the way they found a way of doing that was by having Finn Balor come out and brutally attack him, right? So I don't think that they are... I don't think that they are fully committed. I could be wrong. But I don't think they're fully committed to this Finn Balor story, that he wants to be the one. And so he doesn't want anyone to beat Seth. Because if that was true, then yes, there would be a good chance we would see Finn Balor tonight. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that that is the truth. I think that we are just going to get the match. And I would imagine that Bron will look really good. But Seth will... just win it in the end. I don't think anyone's expecting... I would do a poll, but what's the point? Because I don't think anyone's expecting Bron Breakker to win. Not with the amount of build that Balor and Seth has had. That feels like a big feud. Feels like... Well, we're definitely going to get that match, and it feels like that match is going to be for the title as well, so... What a final day of the test match. Shame we lost, but we played brilliantly. Yeah. The only thing I would say is, from being like, I mean, we won't spend long on it, but England, it's quite important. In the world of cricket, the Ashes for England fans is, the pinnacle. And that's what this was. It's 5 games, and this was the end of game 1. And it took 5 days. This was the 5th day of the first game. And it could have gone either way. Could have been Australia, could have been England, could have been a draw. And it was just it was so slow, right? But not in a boring way, in a tense way. Like every run, you were like, oh my God. And it was ticking down, and England needed to get a couple of wickets, and it was, oh my God, which way is it going to go? I mean, at one point, England needed 2 wickets and Australia needed 50 odd runs. You would look at that and think, England should do this. England should get those 2 wickets before Australia get those 50 odd runs. And it just sort of felt like we let them off the hook a bit. It just sort of felt like we didn't kill the game off. And England have got such a problem with killing off the game. They've had opportunity to do it quite a few times in this game. They don't kill the game off, and it was frustrating. But you're right, a brilliant game. So yeah, there's and it was so tense. I couldn't afford to get up and get out the sun, so I sat there and burnt. I sat there and burnt instead, and now I regret every decision I've ever made because it hurts. But we soldier on. Big up everyone in the chat. I hope you are all enjoying your day, evening, night, wherever you are on this lovely planet, said Raging Demon. Shout out to you. Daze, I want to DM you something about the web and potentially grow my platform on TikTok to this community. Okay. DM away. I mean, I probably won't get chance to look at it tonight because the second that this stream ends, I am passing out. I don't even know if I will make it to bed. I might just collapse here and pass out here. But yeah, DM away and I'll get to it probably tomorrow. Someone said that you should put up a poll about the triple threat. The triple threat being the tag triple threat. That one. Am I aware of any other triple threat? I don't think I am. That's the only trip. Might be quite fun. So, triple threat tag match to determine the number one contenders for Gallus. So, is it going to be Inoue and Blades? Is it going to be Hank and Tank, right? Or is it going to be Briggs and Jensen? So, there we go. Triple threat poll in the chat right now. CM Brock says, I think it'll end in a DQ. If Bron doesn't win, it'll make him look weak against a weakened Rollins. John said, you weren't watching cricket, you was flirting with the girl. Could not have done a worse job, right? I mean, I did not talk to her, basically, for hour after hour after hour. So, I can confirm it definitely wasn't flirting. Unless it was the worst flirting that has ever been witnessed by anyone ever, right? And not only that, I was sat there just slowly burning. That I wasn't flirting, I was burning. That's what I was doing today. I've got no sympathy, said LA Dortnight. I don't need sympathy, but don't need it. In the UK, we work all day, then stay awake for your streams at silly o'clock. It's a good point. It's a good point. I need to suck it up. I'm going to tune into NXT because my husband is not home, says Arlene, and because Seth will be on. Well, while the dog's away, the cats will play. I don't know if that made sense, but I just wanted to say it. I want to discuss how talent like LA Knight are being misused when it's clear his main event. So many wrestlers are being undercooked or buried. Baron Corbin is sad. Sad, says Raging Demon. Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I can give you my take. My take is that LA Knight isn't being misused. And the reason why I say that is because I think, and we've touched on this before, and I've gone through my theory, right? My theory is I can't pinpoint what exactly got LA Knight over, other than, you know, people just gravitated towards him. But I feel like for so many people to gravitate towards him, for it to become what it has become, you would imagine that there would be a moment. There would. It's funny, actually, because it was only last night someone put a post up saying, I can't believe the amount of entertainment that LA Knight has given us in such a short space of time, right? And the images that they included, I was really interested in the post because I was like, okay, yeah, what? Tell me, show me. What is it that people are really gravitated towards? And I think there was 5 images. The first one was when he dressed up as Bray, which I agree was fun, right? Good. And he did the voice as well, right? I agree. That one. They also included that line of just the other week where he went, you're not going to want the smoke, you're going to get smoked, when he said something like that to the Street Profits, which I didn't think was a great line at all. I wasn't really into that line, right? So I didn't think that was a great moment. But they included it on this thing. What else did they include? Honestly, I can't even remember a wobble here. We've got a little bit of a wobble. Bottom line is, I looked at it and I still couldn't find anything that made me go, oh yeah, that's the moment. That's the thing that really got everyone like on board with LA Knight. I just by chance, I have actually been going back naturally not for this reason, but naturally, I've been going back and watching old SmackDowns. And I think there's a moment where LA Knight connects with the crowd that doesn't get spoken about and doesn't actually seem to come up in conversation. I think one of the big moments for him was him talking about you can't have a Los Angeles, an LA WrestleMania without LA Knight. Now, I need to double check it, but I think the week that he says that, they're in LA, right? And the LA crowds really cheer LA Knight. The biggest cheer he's had up until that point. And I think the reason they do it is because he's called LA and he's in LA and he's talking about you can't have an LA WrestleMania without LA Knight, right? And it all plays into the local crowd, and the local crowd are really into it, and it's got a big reaction, right? Big reaction. It's good. He's over. But it's the biggest reaction up until that point for him. And then I think the Bray thing, as we said, and then maybe there's just these little things, and maybe it did organically grow, right? I also think, though, and I've said this before, I also think one of the biggest things that has helped LA Knight, and this is why I'm going to say he's not been misused, right? One of the biggest things that's helped him is the fact he hasn't been used, because that feeling of he is being overlooked, he is not being valued, he is not being treated as well as he should be treated, I think that has played a massive part in the success of LA Knight. I think it's played a massive part, because I think that you've got someone there that can talk. I think you've got someone there that the crowd are like, okay, I like this guy. I'm interested. I like this guy. And then he's not at WrestleMania, and he's not in any match at WrestleMania. And then he's not at Backlash, and he's not in any match at Backlash. And then he's not at Night of Champions, and he's just in the crowd, right? It's I found myself doing it. He came down and did a great line the other day. He did a great line last night, actually. He came down and he did that. What I've got here is a list of directions that can tell you where to shove all your bottles of Prime. This is the line he did to Logan, right? And I really like that line. And I was like, that's good. I like that. It's good. And then he got cut off. So he said something really good, really engaging, really like, oh, I like that. And I wanted more. And then he got cut off. I think Santos Escobar came out, right? And you wanted more. But this is why I don't think he's being misused, because I think that, and I could be giving him too much credit here, and I've said a lot of this before, right? So I do apologize. But there might be people that haven't heard this theory. But I think that, and I might be giving them too much credit, but I think they could be doing it on purpose. I think that they learned a lot of lessons during the Daniel Bryan run, right? Where you hold him back, you hold him back, you hold him back, you hold him back. And all that does is it gets the crowd hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And that's what we saw with the Yes Movement, right? The Yes Movement got so nuclear hot, got red hot, because the crowd was so desperate for something they weren't getting. And what they weren't getting was Daniel Bryan being the man, right? Daniel Bryan being the man. And that's what the crowd wanted. And they weren't getting it. And they were getting louder and hotter and more vocal. And that really helped the Yes Movement grow. And I'm wondering if they have taken a lesson and a leaf from that. And they're looking at LA Knight and they're like, okay, we can see the little ambers here. We can see the flickers, right? Can we find a way of turning this into a raging fire? Can we turn these little ambers, these little flickers, can we take them and turn them into a massive bonfire? And I think the way they have gone about doing it is, oh, you want LA Knight? Here's a little LA Knight. Not enough to satisfy you, just enough to let you know that you do like him. You do like him. He can come out with witty lines. He is charismatic. And here's a little sprinkling of LA Knight. And this is why I can't quite pinpoint anything that's mind-blowing to me, right? There might be people that are like, no, you're wrong. Look, he did this, he did that, and it was amazing, and that was awesome, and this was awesome, that was awesome. I haven't seen anything, although I did like last night. And I did like him when he dressed as Bray Wyatt, right? I did like those. But other than that, like, you know, him breaking a PS5 controller and feuding with Xavier Woods, right? Him not getting onto the shows, any of the big pay-per-view shows, right? I can list things that they haven't done with him that they should have. I can list as many of those as I can things that I think he's actually done that's, you know. One of the clips the person mentioned was he attacked Ray backstage and Ray said something to him in Spanish and he turned around and said, what did he say? And that what did he say was included in the greatest hits of things that LA Knight has done on the main roster, apparently. And I'm not knocking him because, you know, as I've said, to see someone get organically over is great to see. And you can maybe take some of the lessons from how this has happened, because what's so fascinating about this is we have watched someone from, I want to say February, March time, just get warm applause, get a, nice reaction, right? But go back, watch those SmackDowns. He is not getting these reactions, and you know that, right? Because you would have remembered him, right? When he was feuding with Bray, he was not getting these reactions. And even straight after the Bray feud, he wasn't getting these reactions. So in a very, very short space of time, we have gone from him getting, I like this guy, cool, to what you saw last night. And it's undeniable, the reactions he's getting, they are big. They are big. They are juicy. If WWE have set themselves a goal of turning these little ambers, these little flickers into a big raging fire, they are bang on the right track, right? They are bang on the right track. And as I said, the reason why I find this so interesting, the reason why we touch on this subject quite a bit is I just think that this is such a fascinating example as to how you can get someone over and how they can get themselves over and what it is that they need to do in order to do that. And we don't have to analyze years and years and years and years and years and years and years, right? We don't have to analyze all that. We only have to look from about February or March to now. That's it. About a 3-4 month period. That is it. 3-4. You can watch that in an evening. If not even that, you could watch it in an hour. Like, just target the LA Knight segments from the SmackDowns of this year. Each one will be about 5 minutes, something like that, right? He's probably been on about 8-10 times. It'd probably take about an hour. About an hour. Sit down to watch the LA Knight things. And you can see him, like, the reactions to him growing from about March time. And as I said, I think him when he was in LA is a big one. But this is why I don't think they're mistreating him, because I'm going to give them the credit. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they are doing it on purpose and that they know the fans want him and they know that the fans want him to be used on pay-per-views and by not giving the fans what they want, the fans aren't becoming disinterested, which would be a gamble. It would be a gamble. You would run the risk of the fans being like, no, I'm not bothered anymore. We should have done this ages ago, you know. You do run the risk of that. They haven't done that. The fans want him more, and the reactions they're only going one way, aren't they? They're getting louder and louder and louder. So that's why I would disagree with the misusing, but I could be wrong. They could just be misusing, right? They could just be not capitalizing on the noise that's being made, and they could be misusing. But if they have misused him, the only thing that's actually resulted in their mistreatment of him is he's got even more over. I know we spoke about it before, and I know that people want to talk about other things, but it is really, really interesting studying just that like 3-4 month period. Did you see the bear hug that Raquel did to Trish, says Riot is Live on Raw? That was a throwback to what Viscera did to Trish in 2005. I didn't. JB said, I appreciate the work as Max Dupree, but the crowd gave him silence with no love online. Just goes to show it's all about the character presentation rather than the actual person. I appreciated his work as Max Dupree, but the crowd gave him silence with no love online. Goes to show it's all about the character rather than the person. I think it's a bit of both. I think, you know, the person still has to deliver I think LA Knight is more, it's Eli Drake. It's more what he did in TNA and what he's done throughout his career. And I think that's something he's very comfortable with. I think if you change the character, you then change the catchphrases, and you're basically having to start from scratch with some new character, and you're having to find a way of getting this new character over. And not only that, it was all connected with Maximum Male Models, which people just weren't into. And it was a bit of a dead end for him, wasn't it? It was a dead end, and I think, there was a lot of excitement when he became LA Knight again. And then, obviously, the catchphrases have really got over and everything. But what I would say is, yeah, you've got to have the right creative. But I think where we give him credit, and he deserves credit, is he is able to deliver that content. He is able to come out and, let me talk to you. And when he gets on the microphone, he can, within like just the first few seconds, the tone of his voice, the delivery, it grabs your attention. He's very good at that. There's a lot of people that can come out and just talk, and within the first few seconds, you sort of know if you're gonna pay attention or not, right? Have they grabbed your attention? And to be honest, there's a lot of superstars that don't have that ability that you think would. They don't have that ability to get a microphone, and within the first few moments of them saying something, you're right there with them. You are listening, right? Okay, this is going to be good. Where are we going? What we doing, right? There's quite a few superstars that don't have that ability. LA Knight does have that ability. And so I think this is where him as a person deserves some credit. So, yeah, I agree, though. I think, you look at Max Dupree, it was a dead end. You look at LA Knight, place is going bananas. So, yeah, you can have really, really bad gimmicks. Ask Ali. Ask anyone that was in Retribution. Mahesh said, my all-time favorite match, Jinder Mahal versus Seth Rollins for the inaugural NXT Championship. That's your all-time favorite match. That's fun. Wrestling Andy said, I think it's all about his natural LA Knight is. He feels like he actually believes what he's saying and not following a script. That's interesting. Wrestle with Andy, shout out to you. Seeb said, thoughts on Carlito, rumored to have signed. If so, would you like to see them bring Epico and Primo in to create a Poundland bloodline? Okay, well, I think he looked great at Backlash. I think that he is someone that I think he does wrestle on a regular basis still. So the idea that, could he wrestle, could he not? I think that kind of a question, it's not really needed. I think he can still go. I think he can still wrestle. I suppose the question is, okay, he can wrestle, but to what level, right? Is he going to be able to deliver pay-per-view quality matches? Or is it just that he's got good cardio and he can actually do something in the ring still? What level are we at? I don't know the answer to that. So I don't know quite where we are with him. Are we looking at putting him in a faction? Are we looking at him maybe not even wrestling, but being a bit of a MVP type thing? You know, MVP has the odd match, but by and large, he is the manager of the Hurt Business, or at least was. He was the manager of Bobby. He's the manager currently of Omos. Are we going to look at Carlito being the manager of Los Lotharios, maybe, or something along those lines? I don't know. And you know, he wrestles once in a blue moon. I feel like there's probably things that you can do with him. I feel like there's probably things that you can do with Carlito that, you know, for the cost of signing him, which I can't imagine would be loads. It's probably worth signing. I mean, even just putting him under a Legends deal. I can't remember. I think there might have been one or two early Mattel figures of him. We've never had like a definitive elite Carlito that I can recall. So, you know, signing him up to a Legends deal, putting him in the video game, getting him a Mattel figure, having him do some meet and greets. Yeah, signing him to that would be fine, perfectly acceptable. But then if you go a little bit further and, as I said, maybe do what we did with MVP, that would be perfectly acceptable. Can you go further and then have him compete in the ring like we've done with Edge? You know, could he be a sort of full-time wrestler-ish type thing? I don't know. Tricky. I don't know. I haven't seen him. I know he's got a great look. He's in seemingly great shape, and I know he has been wrestling. But as we said, to what standard? So, yeah, I've got no problem with Carlito being brought in. I'll be interested to see how much we use him and where he falls on that kind of grid. My funniest trick is walking into a room, looking at everyone and saying nothing. Then I walk back out. I always hear my sister saying, "Do first wrong with him." Oh, got you. That's your trick. So what? You go in the room, stand there, just look like normal, like a bit moody. Go back out again, and then you can hear your sister. Got you. I'm with you. I might try that. Justin said, one time I called my cousin. He told the cops are about to arrest me. They think I'm a serial killer because I step on some cornflakes. She blocked me for a while. Hang on, what's going on in the chat? Guys, it's going to be hard for me to keep up with some of these comments because it's I don't remember what sleep's like. Retribution said, how was your date with the pretty girl at the cricket? Now it all makes sense why you look so flustered and red. You're trying to pass it off as Sunburn. Well, it's a bit weird. It's weird that I'm blushing on the back of my neck, isn't it? But we all know the truth. To be honest, it was awkward. It was awkward. Again, it won't make any sense to anyone that didn't listen to the Wrestling Escape Pod, but I basically, and we won't go through the full story, don't worry, but I basically sat down. I went to the cricket on my own, and I sat down, and there was a mum and a kid sat that side, and there was a 20-something-year-old blonde girl sat this side, and she was on her own as well. And I asked people on the Wrestling Escape Pods, and I hope people were answering this in the chat. I was like, what would you do in that situation? First of all, I wasn't looking to hit on her, right? Genuinely wasn't. I was just there to watch the cricket, and I had my earpiece in. But I did think to myself, like, oh, I should say hello. Well, I should talk to her. Like, I shouldn't just blank her. I mean, we're going to be there for hours. Cricket goes on for hours. So, you know, do you think England... That's actually what I said. Do you think England have got a chance? That's what I said. That was my opening gambit. Do you think England can do it? Do you think England have got a chance? And she answered, oh, I certainly hope so. Right? And that was it. And I kind of thought, like, well, that'll do. At least she knows that I'm not a serial killer. At least she knows I'm not retribution. I can, I'm approachable. She can talk to me. But then, like, as the hours went by, you kind of think, like, oh, should I say something else now? It's just a bit weird. Like, she's just sat there. I'm just sat here. We haven't said a word. Like, should I say something? I don't know. And, we did a whole thing on the Wrestling Escape pod about it. So, yeah, it was actually awkward at times. At times, it was a bit awkward. But it was, I think I dealt with it as well as I probably could have. And to be honest, that's not even a thought now. Right now, I'm just like, oh my God, I am actually really burning. Right now, my priority is, making sure that this settles down. Otherwise, I might be able to turn all the lights off tomorrow for AEW and just illuminate the stream with my face and my neck. After this, I'm going to stand on the coast and slowly turn around to warn ships away from the rocks. Because that's exactly how I feel at the moment. I feel like I'm radiating. I feel like it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter and redder and redder and redder. The girl should have replied how excited she is for Logan in Money in the Bank. You would have to play along. I wouldn't. I'd have moved. I'd have been like, stewards, either she goes or I go, because this is not gonna work, right? This is not gonna work. We are just on completely different wavelengths, right? And this is not happening, right? So either move her or move me. And at that point, I'd probably be getting arrested. I don't know how it works. So I'm glad it didn't come to that. Red Fuchsia said, what do you mean? I'm a true gentleman. I'm sure, actually, do you know what? I reckon you are. I do believe that, in all fairness. I do believe you are. But this is why we spent a long time on this. This is why I was really interested to know what other people would have done in that situation. Because I genuinely can't ever remember being in that situation. I mean, it's quite rare for me to go to anywhere on my own, really. I'm always normally with someone. But today, like, there was no one that was, like, available. And all my friends were doing stuff. And my dad really likes cricket, but he's just absolutely snowed under at work. So it was like, I'll go on my own. So I went on my own, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. I had a lovely time, like, listening to music, listening to the radio as I was making my way there. And when I was actually in the stands, I had a little earpiece in, and I was listening to the commentary of the game and everything. And I mean, honestly, I had a beer. I had my little radio. Couldn't be happier. Sun was out, a bit too out, right? But the sun was out. I'm watching, like, peak sporting contest in a ground that I don't get to go into very often, which is always fun to go to, like, big sporting arenas. This can only hold 25,000, but it's still cool. And yeah, I was quite happy. But I was like, yeah, it'd be interesting to know how other people would have handled that situation, because I really can't remember ever being in that situation before. And what's funny is, if it was a dude, if it was like a 50-year-old man, I would have gone, you right? Do you think England will do it today? I think we've got a chance. I think that's how 50-year-olds sound. Oh, I think we've got a chance, kiddo. Oh, okay, cool. Well, have a good one. Right? That would have been it. Wouldn't have thought about it again. But because it was a younger, like, girl that was on her own, I did think about it again. And I was interested to know how people would have dealt with it. William said, I was tricked into an engagement. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. Helen said, Daze, when do you think Seth versus Bron is on? What time? Hard to say, but because there's 3 places it could be. They could either use it right at the start of the show as a way of getting people to stay around and stick around. They could use it as a way of getting people to go from hour 1 into hour 2. So it could start like 5 minutes before the second hour, and then the match like kicks off the second hour. They tend to put big things. Normally they put big things linking hour 1 to hour 2. Or it could be the main event, which is probably the most likely. I would imagine it'll be what closes the show. That's my guess. But until the show begins, there's not really a way of knowing. And I would say it's going to be one of those 3 things. Either opens the show, takes us from hour 1 into hour 2, or it'll be the main event. Most people, and I think they're probably right, will think it's the main event. Raging Demon said, I ain't getting married. The way women are these days. Yeah, that's right, mate. That's right. Don't get me started. The way women are these days, they make The Exorcist look like Dora the Explorer. That's... You preach. You preach. I think we found the gospel, and it is being preached by Raging Demon right now. Right, we are about to get underway with NXT. Once we've finished being sexist pigs, we can get underway with this week's NXT. Daze, you say today is giving me Frasier or Curb Your Enthusiasm streams without the drama. Daze, you say today is giving me Frasier or Curb Your Enthusiasm streams without the drama. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. I mean, right now, I am at hour... It's either 26 or 27 without sleep. I have not slept since the Raw stream. And I can't even remember when I woke up. I don't even know what sleep is. So... it's going to be a chore to get through this. I'm excited for it, but internally, I'm also going to fight my way through this. It's the main event. Seth has arrived. Bron has arrived. It is the main event. We've got a little video package looking at... Oh, the belts. First time ever. Every NXT championship on the line. The first time ever. An extraordinary event. So every championship is on the line. Did you go to the cricket on a whim? Why didn't you go to bed after Raw? So I did go to cricket on a whim yesterday because it went to a 5th day and it doesn't always go to a 5th day. So as soon as it went to a 5th day, they announced we've got some tickets that we're releasing that are only £25, which is about, I don't know, $30, which is cheap for Ashes cricket, trust me. So yeah, they only announced it like yesterday that they'd released some more tickets for this thing. So it was only yesterday that I had to make the decision. And my plan was, or the reason why I didn't go to bed after Raw was because I wanted to do that video about Money in the Bank, which I did. I wanted to do my little short video, which I did. And then by the time I'd done that, it was pushing like 7 o'clock in the morning. And my train was at 9. So that was it. I mean, it was a case of have a coffee, get ready, jump in the car, get to the train station, and that was it. Boom. And that's it. The problem was it started raining, so it was meant to start at 11, but it actually started at 2. I lost a 3-hour delay in the start of the game. So it meant I didn't get back until late, man. Super late. Right, we've just been looking at a video package about Gold Rush. We're going to start with our first match, and this is Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate taking on Wes Lee. This is the North American Championship. And we do have, I think Mustafa Ali is going to be the special guest referee for this one. Yeah, I mean, could he turn? Are we going to get him turning here? I think there's a chance we could. I think there's a chance he could turn. How do you think this is going to play out? Mustafa Ali being the special guest referee has got to factor into this. Otherwise, why do it? Bell has sounded. We are underway. Tyler Bate against Wes Lee. Days, WWE have confirmed Fastlane in Indianapolis for Saturday, October 7th, 2023, is 1 month and 5 weeks after SummerSlam in Detroit. Adam, shout out to you. Russell, shout out to you, buds. No worries. Have fun. Okay, we've got Tyler trying to get back up to his feet. We got Wes round the back of Tyler here. Opening match means that this should get some time. Down goes Wes. Coach Co, shout out to you. Got a cartwheel there by Tyler. Good little contest, this one. Two very, very credible in-ring competitors. 3, if you include Mustafa Ali. Wes Lee has got a headlock applied to Tyler. Tyler throwing Wes against the ropes. Tyler going over the top. Oh, ooh, didn't quite stick the landing, but not a problem. Not a problem. Flips over. Nice arm drag there by Tyler. Headlock takeover by Tyler, as well as Mustafa Ali tries to... That count does seem quick. That does seem quick. Both are staring at him. That count seemed fast. Okay, so we might have a little bit of drama here. 1, 2. So Wes's shoulders were down, and Mustafa Ali was like 1, 2. Okay, let's go Wes chance. But the bigger talking point seems to be that Mustafa Ali counting really, really quick. Tyler Bate doesn't seem happy about it. Goes in between the legs of Wes. They link up, looking momentarily for some sort of test of strength. Wes going over the top. 1. Oh, look how slow the count was there for Tyler. Slow count for Tyler. Really fast count for Wes. Wes actually. Roll up by Tyler. 1. Now he's gone slow for Tyler. What's he doing? I don't know what he's doing. The count is all over the place. I thought he was counting quickly for Tyler and slowly for Wes. But it doesn't actually seem to be that way. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get a read of this at all. I really thought that when Wes's shoulders were down, he was going to always be 1, 2, 3. And when it was Tyler's shoulders down, he'd be 1, 2. But it doesn't seem to be that way. Matt, shout out to you. Said, would you prefer a wrestler with 50% mic skills but 100% in-ring ability, or 50% in ring and 100% mic skills? Oh, you mean like, do you want a 10 out of 10 in ring, but a 5 out of 10 mic, or a 5 out of 10 in ring and a 10 out of 10 mic? I think I'd go 50% in ring and 100% mic skills. I think a lot of wrestling, certainly WWE, we're at commercial break now, is talking and promos and stories. Whereas the actual match, you can sort of get by if your match is out so-so. I mean, if you have an absolute stinker, it's a problem. You know, you've only got to look at like Omos, right? You've only got to look at Omos to see that you really do have to still be able to put in like a good match or even a decent match to get anywhere. If you're just going to keep putting in stinkers, like it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real problem. You know, how many times have you heard like Jim Cornette say, and then the bell rung? You know, it's a case of, yeah, they looked like $1 million. Everything was brilliant. And then the bell rung. And oh my God, they stunk the place out. So you do need something about you. You can't just all be promo. You've got to be able to some degree back it up in the ring. But 50%, that feels quite fair. That feels quite workable, I would say. A 5 out of 10 feels like you could do something with that. If it was going to be like a 1 out of 10, something horrific, then, you know, that might be a different story. But 5 out of 10, I feel like you can still get something out of that. Mustafa's gone full Joker. He's an agent of chaos, says, aren't we all, Adam? Aren't we all, mates? NXT is very good so far, says Davids. Ali is trying to foment dissent between them. Arlene said, is Ali a heel again? I don't know what he's doing. He's being, I tell you what, he's being a naughty little boy. That's what he's doing. He's being a cheeky monkey. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He's being an absolutely cheeky monkey. We'll have to see what he continues to do as we continue to move forward with this match. LS Dub said, it depends on what company you're in. If you're in New Japan, you need the ring skills. If you're in WWE, you can use the mic skills. That 55-run partnership between Cummins and Lyon for the 9th wicket was big to win the first test at Edgbaston in a super close game of cricket. Really felt like England were going to do it at that point, and then those two, they did. I mean, there was a couple of 6s in there, a few 4s, and it's like you could feel it slipping away from England. Bad. Wasn't meant to be, and I got burnt. Who's the one person in WWE you would push, and how would you push them? I don't know, to be honest, because I think the people that I would push are largely being pushed. I mean, the first name that comes to mind is Gunther. But he's being pushed. I mean, he's being pushed the way I would push him. I'd have him break the IC title record. I think what's interesting is what do you do with him after that? You know, once he's broke the record, I think you get him away from the belt as soon as possible because you don't want to break that record by too much. We don't want to end up in a situation like we've got now with Roman where he just won't ever beat Bruno's records because it's too long. So as soon as Gunther breaks that Intercontinental record, you've got to get the belt off him pretty quick. I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you have him lose it to someone like Johnny Gargano, which I think could be quite fun. Or someone cashes in on him. I don't know, quite how you do it, but you've got to get that belt off him as soon as he breaks the record. Not the very second, but like give him a day or two over, a week, a month, whatever. But if you want that record broken again, someone's going to have to beat this record. So you don't want to go too crazy. And then once he is free and away from that Intercontinental Championship, then I don't know. Do we then look at the World's Heavyweight Championship? I suppose it depends who's champion at the time. If you might have to do like a feud or something in between to get to where you need to get to. But I mean, he is an undeniable multiple time world champion. No, undeniable. I'm really excited to watch him continue to develop. And Sammy as well. I'd love to see Sammy get right back up there. Big fan of Sammy. So another story, something else for him to get his teeth into. Which, as we said, he might already be having because we don't quite know where this Kevin Owens is a hothead thing is going, do we? So, knee strike by Tyler. Australia, best in cricket. They are number one. England, unlucky, says David. Kip up there by Tyler. Tyler is in the corner, charging over. Oh, little small package by Wes. And that count seemed to felt like it was a bit more normal. Yeah. And actually, the commentary team even say that he was in the right position with the right count. So that felt normal. Dana Brooke against Cora Jade coming up in a bit. And we've also got Briggs and Jensen taking on Inofi and Blades. And, of course, Walker, Hank and Tank. Against the ropes goes Bate and beautiful lariat. Down goes Wes Lee. Kick out. And again, that felt like a pretty normal count. Bang. Absolutely leveled him. This is awesome, chant. Crowd are into it. Crowd are enjoying it. Tyler Bate trying to go up top. Kick coming in there by Wes. How do we feel about Tiffany? Do we like her? Is she good in ring, says Arlene. I like her. The only thing that I would say is that she did a promo in ring the other week that was not great. I would go as far as to say really bad. So I don't know if there's not some limitations there. I don't know if there's still a few skill gaps that we need to work on. This is developmental, to be honest. So it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world if there was some bits we had to work on. Tyler falls into the ring and Mustafa Ali falls to the outside. I can see your cheeks are red. Excuse you. I told you to not tell anyone about those pictures I sent. Mustafa Ali's jumped out. He's grabbing Wes. He's trying to fire him up. He said, "You can do this." He actually slaps Wes. He's like, "You can do this." Oh, in all fairness, he's gone over. He's trying to do the same to Tyler as well. Ooh. Tyler down. 1, 2, 3. Wes Lee picks up the win. So Mustafa tried to fire up both guys. What were the intentions? I still don't know what it is that we saw. He was absolutely all over the place in that match. What I will say is that when he went outside the ring and started firing up Wes Lee, I was like, oh, right, got it. So he's now going to try and, fire up Wes Lee and now he's holding up both their hands. But he went back in the ring and fired up Tyler Bate. Wes and Tyler and the whole audience are confused. I thought they were going to ask him, like, dude, what was that? But perhaps we're saving it for either later or next week. We've got Gigi GG Dolan. Lewis, shout out to you. No one beats my homie Wes Lee, said Zoom Station. I've been rejected by friends and family, says Gigi. That's what sets me apart from everyone else. Okay, that's pretty fun. Okay, we're backstage with Kiana. I'm fueled by results, says Kiana. Kiana said when she was young, she was reckless. She broke rules. She got into trouble. I feel, have we moved away from her being fake Stephanie? I feel like we have. Oh, right. Here's Thea Hale and Chase U, and there's going to be a pep rally for her. So she's all kinds of fired up right now. This Friday. You out. And I'm out too. Bang. Beautiful. Great moment. So what happens now? It's the match, and it's already been announced on social media. Women's Tag Team Unification match. What time are you streaming till on Friday for Wrestling Shop Live? I'm coming for Money in the Bank. Oh, what time am I staying? When? On the Friday? No, you know, to be honest, because I think about 7. About 7. Because I think I'm hoping to get an 8 o'clock train, which I still need to kind of work out. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll know tomorrow. I actually got an email asking the exact same thing from Wrestling Shop today. Like, have you got a rough idea when you'll be, like, what time you'll be coming and going and all that? Which is obviously a perfectly acceptable question. Yeah. I'm thinking about 7. Because my plan was to go straight on a train. I think my train's at 8. Get back to Telford. Get back home and try and stream SmackDown. I mean, I am just putting in that work. I am putting in that grind. Yeah. We do Raw. I go out for the day. I get burnt. I come back. We do NXT. Yeah. I go to London. I shake hands with people. Pose with pictures, hopefully. Hopefully people show up. Get on a train. Come back. Stream SmackDown. Go to bed. Get up. Do Money in the Bank. That's how we go. That's how we roll. That's how you do it. But that might not work for people, I don't know. And actually, it might massively backfire because I wanted to get back to do SmackDown, and then I think they've gone and announced that SmackDown's live. So whilst I'm on the train, SmackDown will be taking place. The only thing I was thinking was by the time I get back, could I catch some sort of replay? But to be honest, the replay that they show here might not be the same time everywhere else, if you know what I mean. They might show a replay here at 1 o'clock in the morning, but that doesn't mean that wrestling's being shown at the exact same time on Fox, for example, you know. So, honestly, Friday night might be a flipping mess. As long as I'm back for Money in the Bank, though, really, that's the one. That's the one. So yeah, I'm looking at that at the moment. Daze wishes it was Wednesday, so we could have just skipped it. Yeah. Guys, I'm a bit red. I can't do AEW tonight because I don't like reds. It's my least favorite color. And if when I look on screen and I see myself, I will throw up. I will throw up at the fact that I'm seeing the color red. Raw is a nightmare. Raw is a nightmare for me. And so is a little bit of Collision. And don't get me started on Santa. If I actually met him in person, I would throw up on him. But because of that, I can't do it, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's exactly what I would say if this was Wednesday. But it's not, and we're here. We're seeing Balor attacking Seth, and obviously that's going to have repercussions for tonight. Daze, what if the 20-year-old from the game comes to get a picture, says William. I mean, to be honest, I would imagine that's why she didn't really say much to me. I can only imagine she sat there and she was like, I can't believe I'm sat next to Wrestling Daze. That's it, innit? I don't want to be the one that says it, but that's what was happening. She's like, I can't believe this. Can't believe I'm sat next to YouTube legend, YouTube royalty, wrestling YouTube royalty. Here's Duke Hudson. Then we're about to get to our next segment. Daze, you have got a tan. Looks like you've been in the sun too long. I have been in the sun too long. And I'm not sure I can call it a tan yet. I think I've got to go with sunburn. But that's exactly what happened, bud. Right, we've got Duke Hudson in the ring. Thea Hale is about to come out. She gets her title shot next week. I'll be able to make it down during the day on Friday. Let's go! Can we do the handshake? Like this? As these... That'll be a moment. That'll be sick, man. That'll be really cool. I'm really looking forward to... hopefully meeting a lot of people that join us in the streams. Here's Thea Hale. Wes Lee needs to drop the North American Championship immediately, says Boomers. She's got a different look, isn't she? She's got like a different singlet. She looks good. She looks a bit Maxine Dupree. I mean, not exactly the same. But Thea signs in the crowds. It's a good look for her, though. The singlet works really well. This is the awesomest day of my whole life. If you look up and down the NXT roster, they've all got insane accomplishments from college. What did she want to be? Nice. I didn't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an Olympian. I'm too busy training to become what I want to be, a WWE superstar. And she said next week, I am going to become the NXT Women's Champion. When I was accepted into Chase U, I was finally accepted for who I am. First and foremost. So she thanks Mr. Chase. She's not done yet. And she thanks Duke Hudson. MVP, MVP, MVP. Big Duke energy. I like that. It's a good sign. Big Duke energy. So she mentions Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak as well. Thea looks about 4'11" in high heels, said Zoom Station. Say it. She's not a bad little promo, actually. She's not a bad little promo, is she? She seems to just naturally enjoy talking on the microphone. Okay, here's Tiffany. Tiffany making her way down. This SmackDown at 1, Raw and NXT on 1, SmackDown BT Sport at 8. Crazy. Money in the Bank at 8 on the network. Crazy, said David. It's all crazy. Crazy. If Bron wins, does he get to compete on Raw? Said Roddy. Yeah. She called Thea Hale the dumbest person in this entire building. You've got a 0% chance of winning next week. Tiffy title. Fetch. Not heard that. So Duke tells Stratton that Thea is going to take that championship next week. You like what Thea's wearing? I think it really works for her. 7 days. I'm taking your belt in 7 days. Duke Hudson believes in Thea Hale. Chase University believes in Thea Hale. Everyone at home, everyone believe in Thea Hale. So I think she can be Liv, but a stiffer worker. She lays it in a bit better. Oh, Kimura. Thea Hale with a Kimura, and she's screaming at Tiffany. Thea Hale has grabbed the belt. She's running laps. Yeah, man. Imagine if they sold Thea Hale Scale Electric. You could set the track up and just have a Thea Hale go round with the belt. That's next week. Oh, here's Schism. See what Schism have got to say. Daze, not that AEW are capitalizing on a big engagement from WWE is a bad thing, but does it not expose Tony for being a bit desperate? These WWE fans aren't interested in AEW. Hard to turn them into fans. What, regarding the adverts? It's hard to, I don't know. I think, you know, you might be trying to get the casual fans. You might be trying to get the people that don't know that Jericho's over there, Moxley's over there, Miro's over there. You know, if there is anyone that hasn't heard. I can't change what's happened. 4 roots. 1 tree. Not happy, are they? What's going on with them? Are we going to get grizzled young veterans? Is that where we're going? Julius said these guys are a serious threat. And they've been making a big deal out of a certain look that was given last week. Thea is a pocket rocket. Yeah, clearly Thea is not winning next week, says Real. Trish is almost twice as old as Tiffany Stratton. Grizzled young veterans, yes, please. Okay. Here is Briggs and Jensen. So this is going to be a triple threat. So we did ask people to vote. Here's Fallon Henley as well. And you think Briggs and Jensen are going to do it? So Briggs and Jensen have had 45% of the vote. Then Anofi and Blade have had 36% of the vote. Hank and Tank have had 19% of the vote. So that's where we are with the poll at the moment. Keep your votes coming in. Very next match is going to be that triple threat match. So Briggs, Jensen versus Nofi and Blade. Oh, yeah. Hank, Tank. Boom. Who won, Bate or Lee? Lee. Like in Pokemon, will Tony evolve into his next version soon and develop more ruthless qualities? I feel like that comes with experience. I think that that's something you have to learn to put your foot down and be ruthless. It's a personality thing. You know, you can either be born with that kind of personality trait, or you can learn it. You can learn it. I mean, if there's so much pressure on getting a certain result, if you do need to, and someone's not pulling their weight, if you do need to put your foot down on someone that's not quite pulling their weight, then you can learn that. I had to learn that when I was in retail. You know, when you're managing a team, you have to kind of learn like lots of different ways to motivate, lots of different ways to performance manage. That's the way they like to word it. So you can learn how to be a bit more disciplined, you know. Whether he's going to be able to, I don't know. And whether he wants to, I don't know. Because equally, he might just want to be everyone's friend. This might be a big part of the reason why he's in it. He might be in the business because he loves the business and he really loves what the wrestlers do. And this is an opportunity to, you know, be mates with them. I don't know. I don't think he would say that that's, you know, what's going on, but hard to know, isn't it? It's good to see you. It looks like you're a teenage boy blushing, asking after their crush after the Ashes, says Nicole. It's definitely Sunburn. Shout out to all the line managers in the chats. One love. One love to all the line managers. Can I get a whoop whoop? Right. I wonder if they would put the title on Thea to remove Paige as the youngest champion. Big Time said, I love ratings. I eat, sleep, and breathe numbers because I want pro wrestling to do well, whilst others are satisfied watching numbers cripple. Have we got the collision numbers yet? I haven't seen them. I don't think they were out yesterday. Okay. Oh, NXT Anonymous. Here is JC. Lyra. Okay, we got JC and Lyra. In the UK, you can get hot and cold like most places, but not all as always. Okay. I should just kick her in the face, this JC. Right, we're back in the ring. What's wrong with your face? That's a great opening line, bud. I like that. Daze, what's wrong with your face? I haven't seen your face that bad till today for the first time, says Wan. It's not very nice, is it? It's Sunburn, bud. Sunburn. I said I've been out all day, and I was at the cricket, and cricket's a long game, Test cricket. So I mean, it started at like 2:15, and they were still going like 7, and it would have been longer than that had they have started earlier. So and today was the 5th day. There's been 5 days of it. So yeah, it's a long game. So I was in the sun for a long time, and at no point did my brain turn around to me and say, you might want to get some sun cream. Just didn't happen. My brain didn't tell me that. Your face looked like Jace's top, says Riot is Liv. She can use my face as a top if she wants to. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. I am actually going to report myself for that comment. How do I do it? Here we go. Report. Foul. Offensive. Sexist. I'm a Karen. Karen. There. Boom. I've reported it. It's rare when you... Is it rare when you go out? It's rare for me to go to big events like that, yeah. I mean, I do go, like, up the road and, like, different places. But not loads of places, to be honest. And very rare for me to go to, like, a big sporting thing, yeah. I thought you was doing a Brother Love tribute. I love you. Roddy K93, does your face hurt? Because it's killing me. Mitchell said, Daze, you got some sun. I got some sun. That's going to turn into a nice tan. Actually, don't know if I tan. I don't know. Because I don't really ever see the sun too much, so I never find out. I know that I think I used to burn, then peel, then that was it. I don't think I have the tan stage. And actually, I mean, to be honest, you've got to be careful, haven't you? I mean, certainly at my age. Certainly, you've got to be careful at any age, but certainly my age. 21. You've got to be careful when you get to 21 because, like, you can't be messing around with, burning your skin and... We all know the harmful things that can lead to. So don't be like me, guys. Wear sunscreen all the time. Literally whatever you're doing. Even if you're about to have a bath, put a load of sunscreen on. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. If you had to pick one star in WWE that would flourish as the World Heavyweight Champion, who would it be, says Mitchell? Well, I mean, Gunther seems like an obvious choice. Hank and Tank just land on the other two teams. Outside of him, you could look at Johnny, you could look at Tommaso. Both of those were amazing in NXT. So either of those would be great. You could go Finn Balor. He'd be great. You could go AJ Styles. He'd be great. There's loads. Okay, we are at commercial break. Days, spring chicken. The chicken's only laid the egg a week ago and it's still warm. Justin said, I am officially a high school graduate. Congrats, dudes. Congrats. Many congrats. EST said, I'll probably go to London in November. Should do it, man. I love London. It's a great place. It's a famous saying, but I can't remember who says it. That's how famous it is. And it's, if you get tired of London, then you're tired of life. Because there's just so much in London. There's pretty much everything in London. I never had a woman sit on my... I don't know. How do I get pink face? Because I always hear about getting pink eye. I mean, that's not what happened to me. So, I mean, I can advise you from experience how to get sunburn. If that's of any use. I'm an expert at that. Days, why didn't you just make up an excuse and say you went to a sauna and had a great time? Oh, yeah, that's what happened, guys. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, what happened was, I went to the cricket. So I wasn't sure what to do with the 20-year-old. Should I talk to her? Should I not talk to her? Does she want to be left alone? I don't know what to do there. But the mom, that's my wheelhouse. I know what to do. Yeah, no problems. Right? So I was chatting with her. The kid kept talking. I was like, shut up. Do you want one of these? I was like, you want one of them? Yeah, and he soon shut up. It's like, watch the game. Be thankful you're here. Yeah. Do you know what I said to him? I said, sit down and be humble. That's what I said. And there was a little nod from him that sort of went, I like what you did there. He knows Kendrick. I know Kendrick. We all know Kendrick. Yeah. Sit down. Be humble. And even his mom was like, she knew Kendrick. So, I was chatting with her, and she was like, listen, not a lot of people know about this, but at the cricket ground, there's a sauna. I was like, what? Is there? She's like, yeah. Secret sauna. Like, really? Like, do you want to go? I was like, listen, I don't want to tell you how to be a parent, but is it wise to leave the son? And she said, well, hang on. We've got a babysitter. And she then said to the 21-year-olds, do you mind watching my son whilst me and this handsome young man, and I waved, I went, she's talking about me. Like that, right? Go off to the sauna. And the girl was like, no, that's okay. I don't mind. She's all timid. And the kid was like, and I went, sit down and be humble, right? I went back again. I did it. I did that again. And she nodded, and she nodded, and even the kid again nodded. The kid was like, because he knows Kendrick. So that's when we ran off to the sauna. And it was just me and her, and there was just little tiny towels, right? Little tiny towels. Not too tiny, actually. Thinking about it, massive towels. Huge towels. Oh, my God. The biggest towels you've ever seen. Right? Oh, it's huge. And, you know, what happens in the sauna stays in the sauna. Simple as that. Yeah. It's on a need-to-know basis. Yeah. Maybe I'll tell the kid when he's 18 what happened in that sauna. And then... that was it, basically. It came out of the sauna and went back to our seats, and we were smoking cigarettes. Because that's what you do after... It's the first time I've ever mimed, I think, smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke. I don't even know if that's how you do it. I've never smoked. Never smoked in my life. Don't do it, kids. Just sit down and be humble. So, yeah, that was my day. That was my day. That was my Tuesday. Pretty much like my Monday, my Wednesday, my Thursday. If you had to choose 2 pills, what? Hang on, we are back underway. Missing night, he said, I've only just started watching NXT. What have I missed? You missed, what have you missed? You have missed Wes Lee. He beat Tyler, and Mustafa Ali was being super weird. He was like counting fast and then counting slow and all this kind of stuff. But basically, Wes wins. And both Tyler and Wes were like really unsure about Mustafa Ali. And then we had a Thea Hale pep rally. I'm pretty sure that was next. And now here we are with this. Anofi and Blade win. Oh, it's a win for Anofi and Blades. So let's end the poll. Let's have a look and see. Did you call it? You was close, but it's still a 44% of people went with Briggs and Jensen. 36% of people have gone with Anofi and Blade. 18% of people went with Hank and Tank. Coach Co, shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate the support. So Anofi and Blade win. Hang on, let me make a note. Anofi and Blades. Boom. Right, next week then. So Malik Blade and Idris Anofi take on Gallus. Coach Co said, I'm done with battles fought in vain, with shattered dreams and endless pain. The struggles faced, the uphill climb. I've reached the point where I resign. Bye-bye days. Wow, that's going to take some digest. I'm over it. Right, we've got Gallus and Los Lotharios. Hasta luego. What's this? Eddie Thorpe is in a feud with Damon Kempany. Yeah. You used everything to get past me. Round. I'm bringing Raw Underground to NXT. Is Shane O'Mac back? Is Shane O'Mac back? Roxy tries to get at Blair Davenport. No way, man. It's Coach Co, you need to come back because Raw Underground's coming back. So Raw Underground's returning, so why can't you return? Think about that. Think about that. Here is Cora Jades. Oh, For those of you that don't know what Raw Underground is, well, I'm jealous. I wish I didn't know what it was either. It had what I like to call potential. And also it had Shane McMahon. Timothy said, will Bron win? Wow. This is the question that literally no one is asking because I don't think he stands a flipping chance. So I'm going to say no, but there might be someone out there that says yes. But I don't think so, bud. I don't think so. WWE on BT Sport. Sporty Sport. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a video. So, Timothy, shout out to you, buds. Appreciate the support. I don't think Bron wins personally, but hopefully people in the chat are giving their thoughts as well. I think it'll be Seth. Yeah, let's do a video. Let's do a video. Is that the best picture I can find? Is it? Is it? I actually think it is, you know. I actually think that is the best picture I can find of Raw Underground. Doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. It'll have to do. It'll have to do. Breaking news coming out of NXT, and that is the Raw Underground. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was quite a few people that don't know what Raw Underground is. But Raw Underground is returning down in NXT. So it's NXT Underground, but they didn't actually call it that. They called it Raw Underground. So Raw Underground was like a show within Raw. It had its own segments, and it was just like a ring without ring posts and ropes backstage, and they would do fights, and basically you had to knock out your opponent, I think, or submit them as well. And it's very UFC, it's very MMA. It's and you can see here actually it was Shane O'Mac's idea, and you can see that Shayna Baszler competed in this, and she was very good at it as well. There was quite a few big stars that competed in it. We had the likes of Braun Strowman, and I think Dolph Ziggler was involved as well. So there was a few decent names that did partake. But yeah, apparently we're going to get this between Damon Kemp and Eddie Thorpe down in NXT. So I don't think this is a return in the sense of, certainly not a return to Raw, but I suppose it could be a return of sorts that we could get this on a regular basis now. You know, if they want to do Raw Underground type matches within feuds, this is now something that we could turn to. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to look, if it's going to look any different at all. I expect it to look largely the same, of course. But yeah, this is interesting. When they were talking about what the stipulation for their match was going to be, not a single fiber in my body expected them to say Raw Underground. So let me know your thoughts. Do you remember the original Raw Underground? It's a good few years ago now. And as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's quite a few people that don't. But it never really caught on, never really got people's attention. I think you probably could have done something interesting with it, but the presentation just wasn't right. So let's see if they can get it better when they use it down in NXT. Right, we are back. I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. I was, as I said in that quick little video, I certainly was not expecting it. Seth Rollins is in the locker room. He said, I asked for the very best version of Finn Balor. I got the very best version of Finn Balor. Let that be a lesson to you. He's talking to Nathan Frazier, by the way. Seth freaking Rollins. Carmelo Hayes. Okay, so we got Carmelo, we got Trick. Okay, he looks super serious there. He said, I just want to pay my respect as a champion to another champion. If you really want to respect the champ, then are you ready for Baron Corbin next week? Keep wearing that well. And here's Dana Brooke. Timothy, will you laugh if Logan wins? What do you mean by laugh? If laugh means will I cry? I think there's a chance. No, I don't know. I'm sort of mentally preparing myself for it, but sort of mentally preparing myself. I can understand why they would want to do it, you know? I can understand why it... I get the business side of it, and to be honest, the business side of it is a side that I think is really dirty. Well, it is dirty. You know, we know that WWE has done a lot of not great stuff when it comes to the business side of things. To be honest, they've done a lot of not so great stuff when it comes to the creative side of things as well. But it's not the direction that I would personally go, you know? It's not the direction that I would go. But then, listen, there's loads that happens in wrestling that I personally wouldn't do. Right, we are underway with Dana Brooke and Cora Jade, and we are now into the second hour. We are into the second hour. Dana Brooke versus... Delete this. Dana Brooke versus Cora Jade. Boom. Right, I wanna read some of these. Daze, are you okay? I'm just tuning in. You're puffing that red rooster. I got methods for a quick pick me up. Did you see Sky Blue pick at Collision? Very lifted and dranked out. R.I.P. Zeus. No, I'm good, buds. Thank you. I'm good. It is. I am sunburnt, but it looks a bit worse than it is, to be truthful, because I've got like just the brightest light on me right now. So it's not quite as aggressive as I think it's looking on camera. But I've got like these bright lights that are shining on me. And so it does make me look like I'm a tomato. But no, I'm fine. I'm just a bit sunburnt. In regards to... Did I see the Sky Blue pick? Yeah, I saw lots about Sky Blue. She was... flavor of the month, wasn't she, for Collision? People seemingly really into her victory, which it's cool. I've got nothing against Sky Blue. I like Sky Blue. She won or helped win like a tag match, I believe, on Collision, and she was trending, and seems like they're, you know, potentially getting somewhere with her. I wanted to read some of these. Sometimes you write subtitles wrong. Yes. I don't know if you change later, if you notice, but we say, as we know, if you see or not, but not the first time. Yeah, sometimes I do write them, like, because to be honest, I'm just like, it's not, I mean, it's not a focus, really. It's more just if something happens in, the way I think about it is it doesn't really serve a purpose for me. It's more it doesn't really... Well, I suppose it might serve a purpose for you. But I think a lot of you are watching the shows. The reason I do it is so if something happens and you want to be able to find that moment, you can see what we were watching. It should make it easier. There's no way that, like, you know, with the extra content I make, there's not really a way of getting into the streams and putting all the timestamps. This happened at this time, that happened at that time, this happened at this time. I do think I could do a much better job of picking out key moments, like 1 or 2 big key moments from each stream, and timestamping those. But I haven't, and I don't. So that's the reason why I do it. So if it's like written a little bit wrong, as long as it's not like the wrong person, I never really worry too much about it, to be honest. Dana's leg buckles and gives out. The way that this is, the way that we're not cutting away from it makes me think that this is planned. And Dana goes, my knee! She's faking. She's faking. My knee. Do you remember that? My hole. Imagine if we had Dana and Nia in a tag team. We could have a my knee, my hole partnership. No, Daze, I want to know how you get those peaches squashed between the cheekbones. I know you've taught your students well, said Big Time Baxter. You've got me confused, but you've got me all types of confused. This is Sunburn. There's been no clenched cheeks. Well, there was earlier. It was a tense game. It was a very tense game. I must admit there was some clenched cheeks, but not for the reasons that you're alluding to. My whole knee hurts, said Santiago. My whole. Do you think Elia? I almost said Elijah. Do you think Elia would make a great world heavyweight champion? Defo, buds. Yep. Defo. Yeah, he would. He would, and it would be awesome. He would be great for beating, you know what I'm going to say, Gunter. Timothy said, have you watched the 9 Lives of Vince? What the hell is that? What's that? What's the 9 Lives of Vince? I'm guessing it's Vince McMahon related. Vince McMahon connected. Is this a YouTube video? Is it a film? Am I completely on the wrong path? What is it, buds? Talk to me. Talk to me! Dana has ligma. A dummy said he can't because he's not a heavyweight. What's Rey Mysterio? I mean, no. He beat Gunter for the NXT UK title. Gunter's a heavyweight, and they're regarded as just some of the absolute best matches, aren't they? They're just incredible matches. What I love about Elia, as we said, is he just gives everything. It doesn't matter that he's not the biggest of guys, because whatever he's got, he gives all of it and more. There is no half measures with Elia. It is, you are going to have both barrels. You are going to have everything. Or that's it. I mean, there is no other option. You are having everything. So, you know, when you see someone that is willing to walk through fire, go to hell and back to secure a victory, it really, it's not a problem to buy into him beating heavyweights, because, yeah, he's going to get messed up. He's going to get messed up. But he always gets messed up and he keeps coming forwards. So no, I don't have a problem with it. I can understand. I do understand why people would be like, nah, look at the size of him. I must admit, I do understand that. I think it's a conversation we've had before. But I can't agree with it with Ilya, man. I can't agree with it with Ilya. Cornet had the same take to the finish on MJF versus Cole. Dana injured. Didn't she just come back from an injury? Well, she was on a stretcher. She got off the stretcher, and now they are back fighting in the ring again. So Dana's still trying to sell this injury. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be a way of putting Jade over and protecting Dana. That's the guess. Jade goes into the corner. Clothesline. Down goes Jade. It's a work. Divine healing. Dana Brooke, the heart of a champion, says Ray. Fun fact, Cameron Grimes has been on every SmackDown since his debut, said Joey Plays. That is a fun fact. Riot is Liv, said Daze, I think putting Dana Brooke back in NXT was a great refresher in her career. You could be right. You could be right. Looking for a kick. There's dueling chants here. Let's go Dana. Let's go Cora. Was NXT UK in UK only? Why did they change it? It was UK only, but it did have talent from all over Europe. And the reason they changed it, we're told, is because they had plans, and we don't know if these plans are still in place, but they had plans to launch NXT Europe. And I don't even know if that's still coming anymore. I hope it is. I would definitely look to try and add that to our schedule. Dana trying to get to the ropes, but at the moment, single leg Boston Crab. Single leg Boston Crab by Jade. Cora is in control. Crowder urging Dana to tap. Timothy said it's about Vince losing touch. Cora Jade wins. Cora Jade wins. Dana was desperately trying to get over. I didn't see if she did tap or not. I think she may have. Unless he looked at the situation and was like, you're not going to make it to the rope, so I've got to do something. Let's have a little look. Look, she is saying no, saying no, saying no. She was still saying no, in all fairness. Dana was saying no. Unless she was sort of like shaking her head no, but actually saying yes. But either way, it's a win for Jade. No. Did she say yes? I can't quite tell if she did say yes. She seemed to be saying no. No. And then I think she says yes. She's saying that she didn't give up, so perhaps it was another no. Perhaps it was a no, no, no. Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Stone and Von Wagner. Okay. Ref stoppage. Boo NXT for that, says Kieran. Pretty sure that match got a 1 out of 5 rating on those kinds of sites, says Real. Worst officiating since UFC last weekend, said Ray. Doesn't matter if she said yes or no. It's a ref stoppage, says Brony. I think, well, it does matter because if the ref has stopped it, that is still fine because he is saying, well, if the ref has stopped it, you see, it becomes a talking point if it's ref stoppage. Because at what point should the ref stop it? Because I would say what happened with The Fiend was perfect. I don't have a problem with it. Don't have a problem with the ref stoppage in the Fiend match. Because the Fiend wasn't defending himself. And the thing is, if you can't defend yourself, then someone's got to stop it. Otherwise, what's Seth meant to do? Like, kill them. Like, what's he meant to do? How does the match stop? If Fiend can no longer defend himself, can no longer answer the call, is out cold, seemingly out cold, the ref is going to have to step in. So I didn't really have I didn't have a problem with it. The biggest problem was that it was originally announced as a DQ, and immediately everyone went, you can't have a DQ in Hell in a Cell, right? Can't have a DQ in Hell in a Cell. And WWE then backtracked and it all became messy. So I do agree that the communication was rubbish. But if it is ref stoppage in that Hell in a Cell match between Seth and The Fiend, I don't have a problem with it. Ref stoppage there is interesting because Dana was still conscious. She was still conscious. She was still saying no according to her. So he overruled her. Which he can do, but why would he do it? Why would he do it? Unless it was a case of him saying, like, I need you to show me some progress, you know? But I don't know if that's how ref stoppage works. I don't know what the exact rules are with ref stoppage. And as I said, that's why it wouldn't matter in the sense of like the result should be changed or anything like that. I mean, it would matter in the sense of us getting our head around it a bit more, as to how ref stoppage actually works. There's no book of rules, which is really annoying. What time does NXT end? Ends in about 45 minutes. It's about Vince. Okay, yeah, sorry, Timothy, shout out to you. It's about Vince losing touch. Doesn't care if it's a bad product or not making millions, regardless of how valuable is Vince Russo opinion. It's about Vince losing. Oh, so is this something that's been put together by Vince Russo? Is that what you're telling me? Vince Russo has put together a documentary or something about Vince McMahon losing touch. 1 week from Saturday, we just got a Money in the Bank advert. Did you hear that Fastlane pay-per-view is returning? Did I hear that Fastlane pay-per-view is returning? I did, yes. We touched on it earlier. These Von Wagner photos make me uncomfortable, says Supreme. Days, AEW fans will be in for a surprise match tomorrow. It's a big concession stand brawl match on Dynamite and Jeff Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe. Well, something to look forward to. Juan said, commentators are lucky they have the best seat in the house for the girls and just action, as we've said before, and others need to know, and always was. Yes. Hasib said, in your opinion, what is the worst gimmick? I'm saying Stardust. Worst gimmick. Oz. I mean, how was he meant to get that over? That's a pretty bad one. It's a pretty bad one. Oz is pretty bad. Terry Taylor would say Red Rooster. I think if you was doing like a countdown to worst gimmicks, I think Red Rooster's got to be on there. So for those that don't know, Red Rooster was a guy, Terry Taylor, who would come out like literally like doing this. right? And even sometimes with his legs, like kind of, doing a bit of a shuffle, kicking some dirt back and flapping the wings and like proper. He wasn't in. You would think that they'd put him in like a full blown rooster costume. They didn't. He was just still in like red trunks, doing like that kind of stuff. And Bruce Pritchard said the reason why they did it, the thinking was that he was meant to be the guy. He was meant to be, peacocking. He was meant to be like check me out, look at me, I'm the man, And Bruce Pritchard swears it's not a bad gimmick. Even to this day, he said that it just wasn't portrayed correctly. It just wasn't done right. Terry Taylor never believed in it as a thing, and so I don't know. I don't know if it could have been saved. But what I do know is what we got is rubbish. It wasn't very good at all. Nothing is worse than the Yeti. The Yeti. Right. Okay, here's Bad Bunny. Daze, I take back my Dana refresher comment, says Riot is live. Let's not forget Max Moon, said Zoom Station. Adam, shout out to you. The Real Man's Man, says Trinity. Yeah, we got some good ones coming in now. Hey, look, they're sat around watching some Raw Underground. Knockouts, submissions. People can get really messed up if they're not ready. Who's the one person that you would push and how would you push them? Gable Steveson? Whoa! Gable Steveson? That's sick. That's sick. If anyone knows Damon, it's me. It's because it's his brother. Pretty sick. Gable Steveson. What happened to Maximum Male Models? Apparently they're not pursuing them. They're done. Gable Steveson in NXT. I wonder how long is there for? Corbin is in the ring, and we've got Carmelo making his way down to the ring. Have you ever been to Ireland? I haven't. I'd love to. It looks beautiful, but I've sadly never been. Right. I'm a little bit behind here. I'm still a bit in shock in regards to that Gable Steveson moment, which is awesome. Okay, so it's face-to-face between these two, and they will be having a match next week. We're not in your hometown anymore. So Baron Corbin just addressing Carmelo at the moment. He doesn't care what any of us think. Gable Stevenson is not all elites. No. Thea Hale uses Lesnar's Kimura lock submission very well. I'm impressed by her, says Adam. Corbin is wearing tuxedo trousers. Is he? Carmelo said, this is my title. Was Melo heel or face before he was champion? Because I haven't seen. That's a good question. I think he was heel. And I think when he won the title, he then turned face because he was like, now we need to give Bron respect. We need to respect like the champion he was. And I think there was a face turn then. But before he was champion, I'm pretty sure he was just always heel. He was heel, said Sonny. So some nice lines here between these two. I thought they were fighting today. No, it's Seth and Bron today. And then next week is the second part of Gold Rush. We have got Baron against Carmelo. That's what I remember. I've had an 8-year career already that most of you will only dream of. Let's compare bank accounts, lifestyles, and mania moments. So Corbin's just going through like what he's achieved. He's talking about being a main roster player for almost a decade. Why is Corbin on my TV? Said Zoom Station. Do you want to talk numbers? Let's talk numbers. No one wants Baron Corbin's career. Baron Corbin's head is brighter than my future. Imagine if I was wearing that shirt right now. Jeez. I'd be hazardous to people. People would have to wear sunglasses around me. To wear, like, with my arms, neck, head radiating right now. If I was to pop on that bright orange shirt as well. Game over, mate. You set the bar high, says Carmelo. Carmelo said, I won't meet your expectations. I'm going to create new expectations of my own. Matt says, Daze, will we ever see the return of John Larbins to a wrestling ring? I have just invented him, so this might be difficult. Still, could it happen? To be honest, I don't think John Larbins ever left a wrestling ring. I think there will always be a bit of John Larbins in each and every wrestling ring, you know, because of what we owe him. I'm still him. Not only that, I actually think John Larbins now actually makes the rings, and he actually does put legit a bit of his own DNA in each one of them. So technically, that is also true. He really is in every wrestling ring. You're trying to convince yourself that you're him. You are not. You're insignificant? Oh, it's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh. Normally, this is the part where I crack you in the teeth and I leave you laying. When I'm done with you, I'm taking that title. I'm getting in my Porsche and I'm driving back to my big ass house. His house has got a big ass. Why has his house got a big ass? His house has got a big bajunka junk. What does he keep in his house's ass? I'm going to ask people on Twitter what they think. Did Baron Corbin just say he had a big assed house? I wonder if there's a picture of a house with a big ass. I'll have a look. No, there's just pictures of big ass houses. That's a shame. I was hoping for a house with a big old ass attached to it, but no joy. No joy. Damien Kemp, Gable Stevenson, and Real Life Brothers says, Sanan. Okay, so Nathan Frazier still celebrating the fact that he won that Heritage Cup. Real said, here comes another match that has got nothing to do with titles on a Gold Rush show. Baron did well in the end. He shut the crowd up and he had some good lines. Jim said that was a decent Corbin promo. Shaquem said Corbin's music is boring. Prince Moolah said Big Corbin. Big Corbin. David said, what's your score? I think it's a tricky one, but because, to be perfectly honest, I haven't slept in what is now 27 to 20. Well, I think it's more. I think it's 28. 28 hours. For me to try and score this show would be impossible. For me to get through this show is I'm like a salmon swimming upstream. I got half an hour to go. Half an hour to go, and then I am passed out, mate. The little 1 minute recap thing, that will be tomorrow. That is not happening tonight. I mean, if just physically, it's not happening tonight. So I don't think it's fair for me to score the show because I am not able to really appreciate everything that's going down. I feel like the show is probably fine. I haven't not enjoyed it. I think it's probably like a decent show, but it's not massively grabbed me. Coach Co said, Daze, if you want more information on my previous great chat, I sent you a tweet. Okay, here we go. Okay, Coach Co. I got it, buds. I'll hit you up after. And that's, can I just say, that's big. because I'm falling asleep. Dave's wishing he was doing a sleeping stream instead of NXT. No, listen. I really enjoy NXT. The only thing I would ask is don't judge this stream by any sort of standard, right? I'm burnt. I've been out all day. I haven't slept since before the Raw stream. So, we are not cooking on gas this evening. We are cooking on little puffs of smoke, right? So it's just really hard for me to barely score this show. But if you want my honest opinion as to how I feel about it right now, I would say it's fine. I don't think there's been loads that's grabbed my attention. I thought because of the ref situation, we couldn't really get a fun, enjoyable match out of Tyler and Wes because I was too distracted by every count, every decision that Mustafa Ali was making. I was I was too distracted. I couldn't enjoy a back and forth contest. But the story is obviously quite important there, and I don't think they wanted me to enjoy a back and forth contest. They wanted me to see that Summit was up with Mustafa Ali, right? So you can say it served its purpose, but it was just a little bit distracting. I thought the pep rally had some all right moments in it, but it just seemed to go on for ages. It just seemed to go on for quite a while. I feel like we got a 5-minute, 8-minute segment that we could have done in 1 or 2 minutes. So yeah, fine. I didn't catch what Von Wagner said, but I know that he kind of spoke about, he opened up and he spoke about being bullied, and he spoke about even adults bullying him and, the condition that he had and everything. So I know that he did finally open up. Here's Gallus. So that's, a segment I want to go back and make sure I really give time to. The triple threat I thought was okay. Stacks is put coffee in the back of the car. He's kidnapped one member of Gallus. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm around about a 6, but that could just be me being harsh, to be honest. I wouldn't really put much stock in that. Here's metaphor. Okay, so Stacks has just stole coffee, put him in the back of the trunk. Here's Valentina and Ulisa. They are going to be taking on Jakara and Lash. Let's go. Who was the 2020 Money in the Bank winner? Is it Otis or Miz? Oh, we answered this yesterday. Didn't we answer this? I believe it was Otis. He lost it in a court case to the Miz, but the person that actually won it in that ladder match, I believe, was Otis. Carmen Live too. Shout out to you, buds. Irish Rebel said, "Writers live. Sorry, just wanted to say hello. They aren't leaving much time for the main event," says the Beach Kevin. There'll be a little bit of an overrun. About 8 minutes. So we probably got about half an hour to go. So yeah, we've still got a bit of time. Daze, are you watching Walking Dead? Dead City, being a Walking Dead fan. Has it started? I don't even know if it started, to be honest. I haven't. And I saw that it was coming this year, of course. I saw that little trailer. Haven't seen anything more on it though. So is it out? Is it started? I don't know. I will watch it, definitely. Here is Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice have both come walking out. Yeah, nice cutter. Looking for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Yulisa. Lash Legend is still on the outside of the ring. Jakara Jackson in control. So we've got Lola. Oh, have they gone? They had come out. Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez. They were in the entranceway. Nice stretch being applied here by Jakara Jackson. Days. So far, nearly 3 full months, all in, has sold 67,000. Was the demand that strong at the start to sell 60,000 on a 3-day pre-sale? At the time, it looked like 90 was possible. Was the demand really that strong at the start to sell 60,000 on a day 3 pre-sale? I think so. Yes. I mean, it doesn't matter to me what the number is now. I think I can't remember how much the Tottenham Stadium can hold. It's 60 to 65, somewhere around that ballpark, right? I think Arsenal is less than that. Chelsea are less than that. I said, in order to justify Wembley, you really need to have an attendance that's kind of really top end. And for me, the very lowest would be like 58,000. 58, high 50,000s, 57, 58, 59. That would be the real bottom end. Anything above that is a bonus ball, right? And it's got to 67. And it looked like it, you're right. I mean, it looked like it was going to absolutely destroy that and get to 90. But it's seemingly slowing down now. And I don't know, they might finish on about 70 by the time we get to the show. Okay, it's a win for Jakara and Lash. Yulisa and Valentina are my Hispanic sisters, says Araya is Liv. They're creating new women's... Someone just walked in front of the camera. LOL! Someone just walked in front of the camera. I think it was a producer, and I think he was kind of like crouched down as well. That makes it worse, doesn't it? Because you know you're not meant to see that. If there's a producer that's like... Right, they're just building up next week's show. What's your favourite moment in Money in the Bank? It's a good question. Favourite moment in Money in the Bank? Well, I'm guessing that doesn't include the cash-ins. It's a bit of a boring choice, but I really, really like it. It's when Shelton runs up the ladder. It's such a that spot. It comes in. I can't remember if it was the very first. I think it was. I think it might have been Money in the Bank match, and you know the ladder is set up, and he just runs, and he manages to not touch the ladder. He manages to shoot up it, climb up it, just using his momentum. And it's such a great looking moment. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. So I think I'd be tempted to go with that. But I mean, there's a few. I mean, I really enjoyed when we did it at. Let's see if we bring me that. There we go. When we did it at the headquarters, I thought that was great. Here's Bron. There was some nice moments there, like when we finally get up on the roof and they're like all battling away. Bron Breakker getting ready to face Seth freaking Rollins. And what is about to go down? What is about to go down here? That's what Logan will bring to this year's Money in the Bank. Matt Hardy, side effect on MVP was it. Love that one, says Trina. Such a great shouting bit, says tell him Freddie sent you. My favourite moment in Money in the Bank, mine was the steel cage match and Brock winning the case. Here we go. Here's Seth Rollins. Main event time. Main event time. Whoa. Whoa. Crowd singing their away as Seth freaking Rollins makes his way down to the ring. His ribs are bandaged. It's touching hands. Oh, amazing to say that you managed to watch Seth Rollins compete in a match in a venue of that size. I mean, obviously, if you'd have caught him when he was in FCW, you would have seen him in spaces of that size. And when he was in Ring of Honor, I mean, I don't think all their shows were... well, their shows certainly weren't all that big. But in 2023, to say that you saw Seth in this sort of space, this is one of those matches, you know, that might be a little bit of a lost classic. Could be. Obviously, it depends how well this match is going to go, but if it's going to be a really enjoyable match, a really great match, this will be one of those where you go, did you know? Or do you remember when Seth Rollins went to NXT and faced Bron Breakker before he came to the main roster? Bron in the future, I'm sure, will be a big star. But people will be like, yeah, he hadn't quite got called up, but Seth went and defended the world title. It's just on a random episode of NXT. I think they called it Gold Rush. But it's on an episode of NXT. It's a sick match, man. We could have one of them on our hands. They probably wanted Seth to get hurt so Bron would have a chance, said WXT Productions. Bron is about to hit a crazy spear on Seth, said Sonny. I just went back and watched that Money in the Bank at Titan Towers. I forgot it was during the pandemic. It was depressing. Yeah, that's why they did it, because you couldn't have the crowd, so they went to Titan Towers, and there was some fun stuff in there, though. I mean, I was only the other day we were talking about Daniel Bryan and AJ bursting into Vince's office. I thought that was fun. I also really enjoyed the bit where Dana had that picture frame put over her head, smashed over her head. I thought that was fun as well. Matt said, this match needs more John Larbins. To be honest, Matt, I mean, doesn't every match? But his presence will still be felt, of course, because he's such an influential wrestler. Kick to the midsection by Seth. Right, we are underway with our main events. Do you think JD helps Finn by costing Bron? Do you think Judgment Day helped Finn by costing Bron? I don't know that Finn's going to get involved. He could do. He absolutely could do. But the reason why I'm not sold on it is because of the fact that I think they had Finn beat Seth because they didn't want him to do the open challenge and then do the NXT match. So they've used Finn to get Seth out of the open challenge. And, you know, that's it. I mean, we don't need to get Finn and Judgment Day over to America, over to Florida. just to do a little summit here. I'm leaning towards he won't be involved. I'm going to lean towards he won't be, but I've been wrong before. Like going out in the sun without sun cream. That was wrong. Lesson learned. Days, has the first hour 45 been strong enough to get an average of 700,000 for the Seth match? A whole show needs to hold up. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know that Tyler Bate, Wes Lee is going to keep casuals around. I think if you are a NXT fan, you would be into that and you would stick around. But if you're a casual fan, don't know. I don't think so. The Miz was going to accept it anyway. There's rumors that Kane wants to join United, but feels it won't happen. United need to get their shiz sorted, don't they? Because it's really getting in the way. Dragunov will cost Bron the match. Zoom Station said that knee missed by a country mile. Okay, we are still waiting. We've got 10 minutes to go, but we know there's the overrun. I'm surprised Bron hasn't attacked Seth when he was on the dark, just hearing them sing the song. Oh, like when the lights are out, you're surprised he didn't attack him. Sling made by Seth, then dropped on his ribs again, it says Kian. Right, we are. Don't Lee and Nate fight before, like, some... Lee and Nate. Do you mean Jake Paul? Jake Paul's fighting Diaz. Why do Seth's pants remind me of Chris Tucker's character, Ruby Rod, from The Fifth Element? Oh, God, that's quite precise. I don't even think I can remember what he wore, to be honest. What's his name? Ruby Rod from The Fifth Element. He was always fun. I always enjoyed his character. Whenever I watched Fifth Element, which it's one of my favorite films. It's definitely got a bit of that, definitely. You could do with changing the hair. Okay, Bron in control. Cora Jade's going to get involved. These long commercials are long. Yeah, we're just back from commercials now. I think, is this the I don't even know if this is the final segment or not. Either way, we're back. Let's see how this goes down. Big time, you said Dynamite was going to be 986 and it got 932. I'm guessing 670, but I know people will view. You're guessing 670. Bron has got Seth. Picks him up. Nice suplex. Chucks him over. Bron is really showcasing his power. Focusing on the back and the ribs. We've seen a few of those kind of suplexes by Bron. I get Jake the Snake vibes when I look at this ring here. Chop coming in there by Seth. Kind of looks bad if an injured Seth beats Bron, said Jack. Gets the ropes. Back elbow. Bron goes into the corner. AB Jobson said, decent show so far. This match would have been bigger if it was champion versus champion. Did you get a chance to watch Collision? Me? I didn't. Dynamite was good, to be fair, said James. Overseas don't get picture-in-picture. Yeah, we don't get it. We don't get it. I don't think there's any sport that does picture-in-picture over here. Bron is backing up. Ref coming over, checking on Seth. Bron charging over. Shoulder first into the ring post. He's feeling that. He is feeling that. Adam says you are so tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I know I'm tired. I can feel that I'm tired. That's all right. We ain't got long to go. Listen, we still turned up. Could have called it in. Could have said, I'm too sunburned. Can't do it. It can't be done. But we dug deep. And we got it done. Play hard. Work hard. That's how you get things done. Unless you're England at cricket, and then you lose. Seth has got Bron. Oh, he tried for a bit of a suplex there, but no joy. Bron has got Seth up. He knees Bron in the head. Knee strike. Bron goes through the ropes to the outside. Do you think that Gable will be full-time on NXT? I don't know, It's a good question. I did wonder that. He said you need some help training for the next few weeks. So what he said implies that it's only short term. So I don't think that they're looking at doing it long term. I read, actually, there was an article, I think it was on Fightful. They said that apparently he has been competing in amateur wrestling. And he wants to represent USA at the Olympics. And there's just a little bit of pushback from WWE about that. So, I don't know. I don't know what his future's going to hold. I don't know if it's NXT. I don't know if it's main roster. I don't even know if it's WWE. Because they might turn around, his immediate future, they might turn around and say, yeah, go and do the Olympics. I think if he does go and do the Olympics, I think there'll be the message, you'd better win. We can't do anything with someone that, didn't win a medal at the last Olympics. Right now, you are the Olympic gold medalist, so, you need to win another, really. Because then you can be the double Olympic gold medalist. There's no point coming home with the silver. Bron picking up Seth. Seth lands on his feet. Super kick there by Seth as Bron goes onto the commentary table. I honestly think we would have signed us men by now if it wasn't for the Glazers. Seth might be the new Captain America movie, said Riot is Love. Frog Splash by Seth, and it's a Logan Paul special. He goes from the ring post to the outside, and he puts Bron Breakker through the commentary table. Take that, Bron. Announcers lost their candy. Ah, many congratulations. Not the candy! Went everywhere, mate. There's lollipops all over the floor. Woo! Bron Breakker's a great heel. Ad with 3 minutes left, said WXT. It's probably a little bit longer than 3 minutes. We could go till, I don't know, 5 minutes past, 8 minutes past. Another clothesline. Rumors say Seth Rollins might be the new in the new Captain America movie, said Riot is Live. He threw Vic Joseph salads. He tossed his salad. Oh, God. Seth should replace their candy. Or just pick it up. He doesn't need to go out and buy a load of new candy. Just pick up. It's only on the floor. And I think it's all individually wrapped. You know? So, it's fine. I'm located in hometown Indiana. That candy had a family, damn it, said Outlaw Angel. Daze, your face is red. It is. My face always goes red when I'm being a legend. Legend! That's why it's only happened this time. That's why you've never seen it before. That's why this is the first time you've seen my face red. Here we go then. Final segment. Final segment. Don't say he tossed his salad around everywhere. He did, mate. He did. All over the audience. All over the audience. Right, we've got Bron down. Seth down. Do you know who's not down? The fans. Because they are being treated to a banger. Sort of. It's been all right. It's been pretty good. But the that spot always elicits a great reaction. I can't wait for Money in the Bank. I'm going both nights, said Jordan. NXT is going to have some ratings tonight, says Tharuka. Daze is embarrassed. Daze is embarrassed. Oh, is that why I'm red? Rug splash coming up. Oh, Bron moves out the way. USA Network always lets NXT past 11 minutes past. Rhea Ripleyed the audience. Bron has come over, straps her down. Bron senses the beginning of the end. And he has reclined. Steiner, recliner. Seth gets to the ropes. Seth the salad tosser. Oh. I might miss Money in the Bank, said Writers Live. Oh. This is mental, but LA Knight Escobar did 2.3 million, and the following quarter, Bloodline did 2.7, and a 448,000 bump. Run, 2. Oh. Oh my God. That was almost a shucky wucky quack quack duck duck moment. Look at that. So close for Bron, but no cigar. This is a banger, said WWE AEW fan. Seth back in the corner. Bron charging over. Knee strike there by Seth. Bron goes down. Double underhooks. Pedigree. Pedigree. 1. Oh, kick out. Kick out after the pedigree. Wow. I think Rhea Ripley should win the men's Money in the Bank, said Riot is Live. Against the right. Spear. Spear by Bron. 2. Oh, kick out. Kick out by Seth. Jeez Louise. They're saying this might be the biggest main event in NXT history. That's what they're saying on commentary. The biggest main event. NXT chance. Spear midair. Bron goes to the outsides. Hello, Mole Jam. Hope you well, buds. Super kick there by Seth. Seth going against. Curb stomp by Seth. Curb stomp. He's going to go for another. Oh. There it is. And he turns over Bron. 1, 2, 3. Seth wins. Seth wins. Seth wins. Here we go, winner. Daze, hope you get a good night's sleepy sleep. My cat will sing you a lullaby. It'll be the greatest night. It'll, I don't even think my head will hit a pillow. I think I'll be asleep as my body is actually falling onto the bed. Good match, said Aubrey Edwards. Seth retains. I would have been surprised if Seth had lost the title tonight. Yeah, same. I mean, look, this doesn't hurt Bron because Seth's a mountaintop, isn't he? Seth's one of the guys. He's one of the guys. So to lose to Seth, there's no shame in that at all. Daze is like finally the stream is over and falls asleep midstream. Yeah. We've got to the end of NXT. That's awesome. Thanks a lot for watching. That would suck, wouldn't it? That would suck. I make it all the way to the end of the stream, and then just as I'm about to press the end button, I just pass out. Whoa. Bron. Humbled, said Zoom Station. Steven said you might as well stay with us till AEW. Oh, Balor is here. Balor is here. This doesn't make any sense at all, does it? So Balor doesn't want anyone else to beat Seth. He rocks up to NXT. But he didn't get involved in the match with Bron. Balor in the ring with a chair. Finn Balor just does not want me to go to bed. That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned. He is a heel. He's the biggest heel I've ever met. He will not let me sleep. Good night for now. Sweet dreams for Balor looking to do a coup de grace. Oh, that world title is on the outside of the ring. And Balor looked at it. He looked at it. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. So Carmelo and Trick came out to even the number. Well, I say even. The other members of Judgment Day aren't actually there. Mello and Trick with the save. Oh, why haven't you slept? You usually do. Oh yeah, I always sleep, but I went to the cricket today. So I finished the stream yesterday, and by the time I did the videos and everything after, it was time for me to start getting ready to go to the cricket. So I did that thinking, it'll be wrapped up quite quickly. And it took the day. It took all day. By the time it finished and I got back, it was about half an hour before the Wrestling Escape Pod started. So I had a coffee, did that, and then I went straight into this. So I'm still not going to rob you, though. Put in your scores. What did you think of it? What did you think of it? Eh? What did you think of it? You tell me. You tell me. Did you like it? Did you? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Did you rate it? What did you think of this week's NXT? Daze, thanks for the stream. Shout out to you, my friend Tala. WWE AEW fan says 8 out of 10. Next best gamer said 9. Shakeem said 7.05. Aubrey Edwards said 6.75. But it usually takes king, so you knew kind. Don't know what you mean. Steven said 7. Shannon says 8. Mole said 7. Ashley said 7. Matty says 8. Tahil said 6.5. Joey Plays said 7. Louise said 7. Kappa, shout out to you, buds. 7. The other cities I visited are Chevroletville and Highland, Indiana. I give NXT an 8, said Carmen Live. Writers Lib says 8. Sonny said 7.5. Trey said 6.5. Steven said 7. Kieran said 9. More to be expected from Finn versus Seth. Tonight's show was a banger, said AB Jobson. It was an 8. Reyes says 8. Greggy, shout out to you, my friend, says 6. What's the Escape Pod? I've heard it, but I never know. It's a weird show. That's what it is. It's a weird show. I can't. It's a podcast I do. And I always go into it with really good intentions of talking about wrestling. And we just never seem to get around to wrestling. So today, I spoke about my trip to the cricket. And then we did a little bit of wrestling at the end. The whole structure of the show today was just a mess. I mean, everything about today was a mess, to be honest. There isn't really any part of today that's gone smoothly. So it's one of those days. Hence why I said don't judge these streams by what we've done today. I mean, what this is me streaming at like 0%, no battery. That is it. Done. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm the Energizer Bunny with the cymbals, I don't even think the cymbals are quite touching at the moment. Like, this is flat battery days. That's what this is. Flat battery days. So, we got through though. I'm pleased about that. And we managed to get the stream done. T85 Backup said 7. Corey said 7. Hassan said I've gone with an 8. Trey said 6.5. Where's it posted? It's got its own channel, buds. Wrestling Escape Pod on YouTube. Stuttering Steve said 7. Sanan said 7.5. But if you go in there thinking it's going to be a lot of talk about wrestling, you're going to be disappointed. Just like how most of the listeners and viewers are disappointed on a weekly basis. To be honest, though, I think if you go into watching it just hoping to have a bit of a laugh and not worry about, oh, what's it about, right? I think you'd enjoy it. I think there's some good stuff there. Imagine next week, Seth, Carmelo, Trick versus Balor, Priest and Dom, said James. Jim said, 8 out of 10, the women's tag team match was pointless. Since WWE is getting rid of the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship for no reason. 8.5, better than Raw. Casey, shout out to you, my friend. I appreciate the kind words. On the web, we talk cricket, human anatomy, dolls, and more, said Nicole. It's a flipping mess. It is a mess. I mean, even I don't know what the conversation's going to be. It's not... I think you can tell. There is no planning. that go into that. It is literally record and talk, and here's the episode, and you know what it is what it is. But I don't mind so much that we don't talk about wrestling like over there, because we talk about wrestling all the time over here. So over there, you know, it's kind of all right that we don't hammer wrestling. But, you know, I think if there was like feedback from the community of like it needs to be more wrestling focused, then, you know, we would obviously take that on board and maybe go in that direction a bit more. But I don't know. I'm kind of happy with it being just the weird. It's the weird stepchild in it, and that's what it is. It's like this weird thing that hangs around. I don't know what it is, but it just sort of hangs around. So yeah, it is what it is. Right, I am off. Really appreciate the support. I appreciate people hanging around with us this week, in particular, because that was a big NXT. To be honest, that was a big NXT. Seth was on the show. I think the match was pretty fun. I think the show was fine. I don't know that there was loads here that really grabbed me, but as I said, I am not in the right mindset, so I wouldn't listen to what I'm saying. Gabriel Stevenson being on, I think, is really interesting. Finn Balor attacking after. I didn't expect Finn. I was very clear about not expecting Finn, but he was there. So that was a surprise for me. And I feel like there was another... Oh, yeah, the Raw Underground thing coming back. I never saw that coming. Raw Underground coming back. Yeah, that's crazy. To be honest, I think if you had swapped out a few matches here and just put like the big matches that are on next week on here, you would have a really, really good show. A really, really good show. I mean, we'd be talking like Takeover-esque. But even so, how often are you going to tune in on a Tuesday and see Seth Rollins, you know, competing as well? So you got to say it was a special episode as a result. And yeah, I genuinely don't know where my score would settle. This is an episode that I'll probably try and watch back, to be honest. I'm going to need to, because I abandoned taking screenshots, which I do need for my little recap video. So this is one I will have to go back and rewatch. So I don't know. I don't know where I was around a 6. I think it probably did get a little bit better as we went on. So I don't know. Maybe I finished up on a 6.757. But as I said, maybe I'll get a better idea when I watch it back. Awesome, guys. Really appreciate the support. We are back tomorrow for AEW. I'm going to go to bed, and there's every chance I'll wake up and it's time for AEW. Every chance I'm just going to sleep straight the way through now. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. Really appreciate the support, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.